Welcome back to the vlog, steak and butter vlog fam. So I am making breakfast. This is the gorgeous ribeye I will be working with today from Plainview Beef. So we're gonna sear up this entire ribeye. It's 18 ounces, okay? And we are going to cook it in some raw butter, and then I'm going to eat it with more cold raw butter because steak and butter, baby. I'm just heating up my pan right here so it's extra hot, and we're gonna do a flash sear. I'm now patting it dry because I noticed the sear is extra crispy and golden when I really pat it dry before throwing it on my hot pan. Now, I do have a question for you guys to help me understand here. Is there a specific reason to salt the steak raw before throwing it on a hot grill or a hot pan? Or do people just salt it before cooking because they're too lazy to salt it after? Is there actually a change in taste, flavor, or texture, or the outcome if you were to salt it, rub in the salt raw, and then cook it? That's what I'm curious about, because I typically cook my steaks plain, as is, in its own beef fat. If I want more flavor, I'll cook it in some butter, but I never season it or salt it. But that's because I'm a no-salt carnivore. I only recently started eating salt, so I'm not used to putting stuff on my steak before throwing it on my pan. But I think it is getting really hot. Let me first show you guys the sound of the sizzle. Gotta throw it on. Oh my God. Put it on the pan. This is my steak. I have some butter and I'm gonna dig in. Are my legs showing in the video?
You ate the rest of my nice steak.
I did.
Okay, good.
It was very good.
Just making sure it didn't like disappear.
Okay, have a good dinner, honey. I love you. Okay. And Aspen wants to say hello as well. Look at this boy. Today, I actually have such a special, exciting video because my neighbor is going to be coming over in a few hours, and I will be interviewing him not just about any topic, but about his first 7 days on a carnivore diet. And he started his carnivore diet challenge when I was in Costa Rica, guys. I just had to get a shot of this little cutie patootie beanie boy. I just love it when Aspen's in a little sploot. And also, that is Mr. Jasper. And no, this orange juice is not mine. This orange juice is for my husband. It's not for me. Yeah, so this Mr. Jasper, life-changing. My husband struggles with allergies, especially during spring and summer. And with all the dust, with such a new construction build, my husband has zero allergies. And it's truly because we've installed 2 Mr. Jaspers in our house and we keep it on 24/7. The front face is showing our air quality is not good, but excellent. We love that.
You don't support that.
So cool. I'll put up a photo of my husband and Andre because he was so excited. It's already recording, by the way, Ariel. Okay, so this is great. Aspen here wanted to say hello. I'm so excited to present to you guys my neighbor Ariel's experience on a carnivore diet for how many days now, Ariel?
So I've been on the carnivore diet for about 12 days now.
What made you want to do it?
Well, unfortunately, I suffer from a lot of bloating issues with my stomach. So I've tried other minor diets before, like doing away with dairy, doing away with gluten. Unfortunately, never solved the issue. So rather than just isolating one type of food group, I just wanted to take all of them out and then work my way backwards.
I love it. I said when I saw him today that he looks thinner. Don't you think? His face
Dude, you
really
know what? Like,
chiseled.
you might actually look a little thinner. Just for context, Ariel is our neighbor and a good friend, and he kills me in tennis.
Oh yes, this is the person that I keep talking about that my husband plays tennis with. Yes.
He kills me in tennis. Like, he's killing me. But
Have you ever beat him?
I think it's fair to say I've beat you like once. I think there's one time I beat you where you're actually trying.
Everyone has to show a little mercy sometimes.
He murders me out there. Yeah, he's really good. I would say he's like just shy of professional.
Who's your favorite tennis player?
Current or past?
Just of all time.
Of all time.
Oh, of all time. You know, growing up, I watched Roger Federer a lot, and he was always so good and talented that I almost rooted against him when I would watch him because it was like watching perfection. And I was like, he's so good, he's always going to win. It's not exciting because I already know the end result, he's going to win. And then as he got older and he started defying the, like, usually tennis players kind of historically retired early, like 29, 30. And then like he was one of the guys to go to like 40, so which was kind of unheard of at that time. And I started to appreciate him as he was getting older because I recognized like he's a legend, he's a one of a kind. So I was like, okay, I got to start rooting for him now because he could like drop out any season.
He's probably the most pure, raw, talented player in history in terms of sheer talent. But you totally come off like a Roger fan.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of had every shot. He had the variety out there, and I try to mimic my game. I'm nowhere near Roger Federer.
You're not too far off, man.
But, you know, I've got the one-handed backhand and such. But I love the variety, the way he plays with power. He mixes in finesse. You just never know what's coming.
It feels like I'm playing Roger Federer when we play.
Really? Which pro tennis player would you compare his style to?
His style, ooh, that's a very good question. Max plays with a very heavy forehand. Backhand is the consistent shot, so it's just kind of get it in the court, you know, start the point. I would say an aspiring Del Potro. He was a former player, he's now retired. He had a rocket of a forehand.
Oh my God, that's actually, like, obviously I was hoping you'd say Rafa, but like...
Well, you're not left-handed.
Del Potro is like one of my he's one of the most underrated, greatest Argentinian tennis player in
now I have to see
Argentinian history.
Tonight, yeah.
Dude,
that's awesome.
And with a 90 square inch head. Don't forget that part. Like hitting it like that with that racket.
Thanks for saying hi. Love that you said you're treating carnivore as an elimination diet. How are the stomach issues going now, 12 days in?
Sure. So during this transition, the first few days, I think my body was in shock. It had its speed bumps along the way. But as I've kind of hit the first week and kind of going into the second week, I'm starting to see the noticeable changes now.
Good.
So the bloating has been reduced significantly, which is excellent. Now it's kind of, I need to find out what is the actual food group. Since I've eliminated the majority of the foods and now I'm down to just several options, I don't know it's the culprit issue.
Yes.
So, but I do know that being on this diet will help with the bloating. So at a minimum, I have that info.
Tell them about a typical day of eating for you. What are you eating and how many meals a day are you eating?
I'm kind of a traditionalist, so I love my breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Great.
I'm always going to have at least 3 meals a day. If I don't have my breakfast, my day is altered. But for breakfast, you know, it's kind of funny because my overall meals didn't change significantly. I was always eating eggs for breakfast. Yeah. So I love to have an omelet in the morning, and I'm still doing that now. For lunch, I'm just doing like either salmon or tuna, and then I'll finish off the evening with a nice steak.
Wow. How do you cook your salmon or tuna?
Really easy. My wife cooks it.
Wait, so does your wife cook all 3 meals for you?
I can handle the omelet. I can scramble some eggs. But anytime there's something a little bit more sophisticated than that, then I call to the wifey.
Wow. And so you need to share what your wife thinks about your carnivore experiment.
So she's definitely noticed a difference too. Okay. She says that I've slimmed down a little bit. So she's noticed definitely a little thinner in the face, a little slimmer belly. You know, she wants me to also bulk up as well after this. Yeah. So while I'm initially probably losing a lot of water weight and kind of getting a little bit thinner, she also wants me to reinforce it with just getting some muscle and then having more of a toned look.
Yes. Okay, so let me revisit that phone call that I had with you. You were saying that you don't feel energy, you need help. Like, what can you do to bring the energy up, especially since you're playing tennis so much with my husband? So what did I tell you and what actually worked for you?
Sure. So going into this, I knew that I was going to have some fatigue. Obviously, I'm cutting out the majority of my food. I've never fully eliminated carbs and sugars, and I'm a bit of a sweet tooth by nature. So I do miss my cravings for my cakes and cookies and stuff. But once I've eliminated all that, it almost feels like a caffeine crash, where I just feel that fatigue and there's not a lot of focus and clarity.
Yes.
But it can be combated, and what you recommended was actually super helpful.
Okay.
So you attributed some of that to an electrolyte imbalance. So once I started to uptick my electrolyte intake, that definitely was noticeably better.
Very
And then obviously if you get caffeinated here and there, that also helps.
good. Right. Do you normally drink caffeine before carnivore?
So I am a coffee drinker.
Okay.
I love my morning coffee. Gets the day going for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sprinkle in an afternoon one, but for sure once a day.
Okay. I would love to know, now that you're 12 days in, have you noticed any changes, improvements, or worsening of your sleep?
I don't think so. And it's also kind of hard to tell because I'm not much of a sleeper. I have a newborn. And so sometimes my sleep is dictated by when he wants to sleep and when he wants me to be awake with him. So, but even in general, outside of when I had a baby, I'm not much of a sleeper. If I got 4 or 5 hours, that would be plenty for me.
Okay. Let's talk about any changes in your mental clarity and mood.
I have noticed a difference, yes. In the beginning, I think my body and myself was a little bit confused, and I did suffer from some mood changes, and I was like, I'm kind of hungry, but it's an interesting sensation because like I'm not hungry. I felt satisfied with eating my meals, but I felt like there was something missing, and obviously what was missing was the carbs and the sugars that I was used to always intaking.
Sure.
So it's just an acclimation period that my body needed to get used to. And as the time has gone by, I've gotten a lot more used to it. So some of those side effects have subsided.
Amazing. One of the biggest hurdles that a lot of my new carnivores in the community struggle with is that initial sugar craving. So they literally go through difficult sugar withdrawals where there seems to be a voice that says, I need sugar now. I can't do this. I don't want to do this I need sugar. Did you have any of that?
Yes.
Okay, we can talk a little bit more about that and how you survived.
Well, like I said before, I'm a sweet tooth by nature. You just have to push through it. You have to understand why you're doing it in the first place. Keep reminding yourself, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And you know inherently having a lot of sugar and carbs is not the greatest. And can I do without eating a cookie after my meal? Yes, I'm mature enough to have my meal without my desserts afterwards. It's been a transitional period, but it's all been worth it thus far.
Wow. How long do you plan to do this? And what do you think will be the first food you would like to reintroduce?
I'm honestly going to try and keep going for as long as I can.
Wow.
I've kind of identified now that being on this diet removes the bloating. I don't know what food group exactly is it yet. That would probably be my next experiment. But as of right now, I'm liking the way I'm feeling now. So once you get past that initial breakthrough period for the first week or two where you're feeling a little sluggish and your body is kind of in shock, you're acclimating to a brand new diet that you've never done before. Yes. I think the fat is starting to transfer over now to where my energy is coming from that as opposed to the sugars and the carbs.
Amazing. Incredible. And you actually adapted really quite fast. Most people who do carnivore, they need a full 30 days to get over that adaptation and slump. For me, I feel like it took me 60 days to feel energetic again. I was snapping, sleeping, lazy, just letting my body rest and heal. Share with everyone watching, do you know how many pounds you lost so far?
I do drink a lot of water because Vegas, we have, triple digits every day and very dry. So I'm drinking at least a gallon of water a day. So depending on when I last drank water, probably about 5, maybe even 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So quite a bit actually, a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought maybe this would just be 2 pounds, 3
Sure.
pounds, maybe in just 1 pound.
Yeah.
And I didn't go into it looking for the weight loss.
Yeah.
And I was pretty surprised, actually. I've lost about, 5-6 pounds.
Okay.
Also, there's no such thing as TMI when it comes to stools, so we would love to hear what happened to your stools. Any changes in your bowel movements, and what changes?
There was, and that was to be expected because anytime you go on any significant type of diet, there's going to be changes. That happened, I believe it was the second or third day, but luckily it was just a very short stint. It was just for that day. I never had any other days that were affected.
Like loose stools or constipation, though?
Loose.
Loose. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very normal. There was one more question I wanted to ask. Hold on, let me remind myself here. Oh, yes. So you said that your original purpose of doing carnivore was to see if it would help your stomach issues. Besides bloating, was there anything else that you struggled with when it comes to stomach issues?
So I'm not also sure if it's a particular food group that's doing it, or if it's digestive issues, or if it's perhaps an allergy to a certain food. But I think primarily my main objective was definitely the bloating. And also I was just kind of open-minded to trying this diet out and seeing if maybe there was something else that I was missing.
Have you ever heard of the carnivore diet before meeting my husband and I?
I figured probably, the cavemen were on this type of diet. So I heard of it in a light sense like that.
Okay.
But I really got educated a lot on it once I got introduced to it by you guys.
Incredible. Did you have any reservations of eating nothing but meat, predominantly red meat?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Yes.
depending on who you speak with and who you trust, they say never eat more than like a deck of card size worth of red meat. Get your veggies in, eat your fruit, get all your vitamins. And they kind of shy away from this type of diet.
Yes.
But as you kind of do more research and you speak with more people about it, it's not always what they proclaimed that it was. And, they're constantly changing the food pyramid. And it's like, why would they continuously change it if it was already correct from the beginning?
That's true, right?
So either it's correct or it's incorrect. It just seems strange.
That's a very good point. A lot of people watching my content, they want help and assistance in how they can effectively convince their family, friends, and coworkers to go carnivore when there's already so much dogma and misinformation about red meat. So I would love for you to explain what was the convincing factor for you to actually do carnivore, because rarely does anyone do carnivore.
I'm going to be very honest. It's not an easy diet to go through. I wouldn't put it in the extreme category. It's definitely doable. Anybody out there can do it. But you have to find your main primary objective of why you want to do it. People don't just do things to do it. For me, it was the bloating issues. Sometimes for other people, I've heard of it curing a lot of different things like skin issues, if they're looking to lose weight.
Yes.
There's really a multitude of reasons. I found my issue for why I wanted to do it. So just kind of find your own personal issue and then just find your own journey.
Will your wife do it? Do you know?
Only issue is my wife is a quasi-chef. So, she's so used to cooking so many different foods, and everybody knows that the chefs always have to taste their own food just to make sure that it passes the test before they serve to other people. So in that sense, I think she would love to do it aspirationally. Whether she'll actually do it or not,
Guess we shall see.
we shall see.
Yes.
But one thing that's of note is that I was kind of the guinea pig for it. So she was just like, all right, you try it first. I have some friends in town, and it's not always, the most socially cool diet to go to restaurants with and have to explain to people.
Right.
You're ordering a burger and you're like telling the waiter, oh,
No
don't,
bun,
don't bring me the bread, no buns, no mashed potatoes, just the patty. But, I think that in the end she will do it because my results have been so overwhelmingly positive that I don't see why she wouldn't at least try it out.
Speaking of the friends and the social situations, when you're at the table with your wife's friends, do they notice you're not eating any carbs?
Yes, I gave everybody the heads up in the beginning because I didn't. even though it's a conversation starter, I like to tell everybody about it actually, because I turn it into a positive rather than them being like, hey, why are you not ordering this? Why are you doing that? I'm like, hey guys, I'm on this new diet. This is what it is. And I've kind of explained to them and given them a little bit of education beforehand, because a lot of people don't even know what the carnivore diet is.
No, they don't.
They may have heard about it before, but they actually don't know what it entails.
Exactly.
So giving them kind of like those bullet points beforehand, then they're intrigued. And then when I do order it, everything is making sense.
Wow. And do they? What are their go-to follow-up questions that you noticed?
How do you possibly eat meat all day long?
Yeah.
Do you not just look at the next steak and be like, again? They're like, don't you miss all your other foods?
Yeah.
And do you ever cheat?
Wow.
You know, all the normal questions that people would ask.
Amazing.
But I mean, it definitely, like I said, it's a conversation starter, and it's always fun to talk to people about it.
I think your way of approaching the conversation is the best anybody can do. A lot of our viewers here, they feel embarrassed. So they feel almost ashamed of people seeing that they're only eating red meat because of how people perceive eating only meat, right? And so let's say somebody is judging a viewer right now because she's only eating nothing but red meat. What did you say exactly to your friends to make them feel comfortable and that you weren't killing yourself?
I think what made me more comfortable was giving them that heads up. Because, you know, when everybody's ordering, they're ordering their traditional meal. It's like, okay, I'll get the burger with fries, or I'll get the pasta, and I'll get the spaghetti. You know, everybody kind of assumes that you're going to order this type of meal. But giving them that heads up before, you know, you just sit down at the table, you order your drinks, and you're like, hey guys, just letting you know, I just started this new diet. And then that way it reduces some of that stigma and the unknown. And then once they understand it better, then I think that they don't really judge as much. And then you have to go into remembering, you're finding that journey of why you're starting this diet to begin with. And you can't really concern yourself with what your friend or what your family member thinks, because at the end of the day, it's your own body, and nobody cares about your body like yourself.
I just love that. Really, really great answers. So thank you, Ariel. I'll wrap up with this last question. Your top 3 tips 12 days in for someone who's about to start tomorrow.
Stay mentally strong. You know, while this is a physical battle, it's more of a mental battle. Because you do have to will your way through it, especially during that transitional period. When you feel like you're running out of batteries, so to speak, just remember the electrolyte imbalance. You can have some electrolyte drinks or some packets that you can add to your waters. That's tremendously helpful. And just always remind yourself why you started this. And, you know, in order to touch home plate, you have to touch first base, second base, third base before you can touch home plate. So always round all the bases.
Oh my gosh. And one more, I just remembered. You should really share that all the other diets that you tried for your bloat didn't work. So what diets have you tried again?
I tried eliminating dairy as a whole.
Okay.
That didn't help. I thought perhaps maybe I had celiac disease and maybe it was a gluten intolerance. So I cut out all sorts of breads. That didn't make a difference.
That's crazy.
It was only when actually I went on this carnivore diet where the bloating was completely eliminated.
Wow.
But, you know, I still need to figure out exactly what it is.
Yes.
But it eliminated it.
Incredible. So I'm sure a lot of you guys watching might have an idea of what it could have been that was inflaming Ariel here and giving him bloat. So why don't you guys comment down below, if you were to reintroduce one food at a time, what order would you guys recommend for Ariel? We're going to make sure to check out the comments and shout you guys out in the next time that I have him update. So any questions and follow-ups for me to ask him, comment it down below. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
I wanted to unbox some PR packages with you guys and show you what came in the mail. I have so much to show you. Thought it would be fun for us to unwind and for you guys to check out what I received. And I'm excited to just try everything out. Lots of really good goodies. So the first thing that I want to open up with you guys, a non-toxic cutting board. Yes, it is. Yay! So this is what I got. It is their MK-free cutting board. It's 100% plant-based material, free of permanent microplastics, dishwasher safe, non-porous, perfect for every kitchen. All of Material Kitchen's stuff is really, really good. They're all non-toxic, health conscious. So it's nice and spacious, and it's not too heavy, so it's very user-friendly. As you can see, all these boxes, I've already opened it up. So I just want to give you guys a quick little rundown of what I got. All right, so we got some goodies from Santerre. These are such beautiful powdered glass bottles. Looks really luxurious and nice. I'm going to put this in my guest bathroom so they can enjoy it. And this nice saltwater vanilla body wash, I'll put it in the guest bathroom as well. I have a nourishing body oil in saltwater vanilla and a saltwater vanilla serum deodorant, which is, I heard, one of their top sellers. It's not a deodorant stick, it's a serum, so it feels light and airy. I don't need to wear deodorant ever because carnivore, but for my little brother who visits me or my big sister, I think they're gonna really love using this. So I'll put it in their bathroom. This is from Nixit, as you can see. And obviously these are more for my guests, my big sister. A Nixit goodie bag. I think it's a little travel bag for female necessities. We have an individual menstrual wipe. Seriously, the products these days are so creative and things that I would never ever think of creating. By the way, I have 3 siblings, a brother-in-law, so technically 4 siblings. I have my in-laws who will be visiting us a lot. I have my best friends who are gonna visit me all the time. I have Max's friends who I'm sure are gonna visit. I have content creator friends who I know are gonna visit all the time and stay over. These two I'm so excited to try. It's from Dirty Labs. It's their bio laundry detergent in their most popular scent, Murasaki. It washes 80 loads. And this is the Dirty Labs bio laundry detergent in the signature scent, washes 32 loads. Why not just smell it right now, right? So this is the small one, signature scent. Just comes in a screw top. Ooh, smells very, very, very fresh. I can definitely smell the magnolia, big version of the jasmine, Murasaki. Oh my goodness, that is strong. This one definitely has more of a savory scent. Very complex and earthy almost. And then I got these that I'm excited to give my big sister and my little sister. I have 2 sisters. My sisters are not carnivore. They will never ever be carnivore. They think that it's so unnecessary, okay? And I think the blessing for me is that because I have skin issues, chronic eczema, I easily choose carnivore so that I can live my life eczema free, whereas they don't struggle with those things. They can't relate. They gave me this one, the berberine. This brand I hear about all the time. Their Crown Affair dry shampoo is focused. This is the brand. And I'm excited to try this because for me, I legit wash my hair once a week, okay? And during the last few days of the week, I do get a little bit shiny and greasy on the roots. It's not a spray, so it's not toxic. There's no aerosol. And instead, they give you a little dry shampoo blotting brush. So you take the sticker off and it's this powder. You dab it and then you just blot it into your roots. I feel like I'm gonna really like this. This is what I'm so excited about. Grove to me is like the perfect one-stop shop for all things non-toxic, and this is not even sponsored. I just love Grove because I think Grove is based in the West Coast, so every time I order from Grove, it arrives in maximum 2 days and it's at my door. But I'm in Vegas. It is just so fun. So if you guys watched the documentary Plastic Detox, it's about how plastics are everywhere in our everyday life in places you would not even expect, and also how damaging it is to our health, right? Well, the Grove came out with this curated collection of things that you can swap out of your kitchen and replace with that are non-toxic and guaranteed plastic free. So I just like how Grove makes shopping for healthy options, whether it's food, snacks, and home essentials, kitchen essentials, supplies, just so effortless and so easy. And it's always so fun. It's like an activity every time I shop through Grove. Let me show you what I got this time around. I definitely went overboard with these Grove hauls, but come on, I just moved into a new house and I have guests visiting me all the time. We barely even moved in and my siblings want to come and visit and hang out and stay in my house, so I had to stock up. I had to go all out, okay? So I got this insane packet of dog wipes because I am not planning to get this house dirty with dirty paw prints. So each of the baggies are really quite substantial. They're a big pack and you open it. I like the packaging. Open it up and hello. They smell so fragrant. This is really good because it's gonna help with the odor on my Aspenunu's paws. You little doggy pupper. I noticed after his groom, he starts smelling like dog. You know, the usual dog scent that I honestly don't mind. I think it smells really good, but my husband minds. Little snooty wipe, there it is. Oh my goodness, and it's non-toxic. Smells amazing, actually. I really like it. So I saw this ice roller on their website and I was like, I need an ice roller because I feel like my face shape completely changed after I went carnivore. As in, it went from moon face to some definition, you know, some jawline, some cheekbone action, less puffy eye bag action, you know? And so the one thing is my face still really likes to be nice and puffy in the morning. And I like to have my whole morning routine before I do any work or Zoom calls, put it in the freezer and you just literally roll it. So this thing rolls, hence ice roller. And I just roll in upward directions, even on my neck, etc. Next up, we have this Cora. I love their feminine hygiene product. I got these cute Planet bandages for my little brother. My little brother, by the way, he's like 16 now, but I will always see him as my baby brother, baby of the family. He's the youngest, so he's got 3 big sisters. Therefore, he has 4 moms. And we all see him as the baby of the family forever, the little baby brother. So I've got some bandages for him, or literally anyone. Ooh, and I got this for him as well. He tends to get the usual flu, the seasonal flu. So if he ever visits me and he's sick, I'm gonna give him one of these throat soothing pops. And these are made from propolis from the brand Beekeepers Naturals. This is a really great brand for kids. I got this baking mat, silicone baking mat. I don't think I'm gonna bake with this baking mat just because I feel like it's not fully non-toxic when I heat this up. I was planning to just lay this out on my kitchen counter because this island is made of absolutely stunning stone and I don't want to damage it. Let's say I'm chopping stuff up or I'm putting sharp, hard objects. I'm just going to use this as a protecting surface area mat. So we got some toothpaste, definitely need toothpaste, whitening, non-toxic, fluoride free. And then I got these cute paper towels, but except it's unpaper towels. So it's reusable paper towels. It even comes in a roll so you can prop it up on your table and just unroll it whenever you need it, pop it in the laundry, roll it back up, and it's a reusable paper towel set. I am going to put all of the groceries so I can prepare for tomorrow's guests. My sister and brother are coming, and I'm gonna have them try all of these goodies that I got that I definitely will not use, and I'll keep you posted.